You're listening to The Rerun, the furry podcast here on YouTube and Spotify. Hey guys, it's Retro again, and I hope you enjoyed the inaugural episode of the podcast here. If you're here on YouTube, it's going to be pretty much the same thing you've enjoyed, but I'm just kind of reformatting the same content in a podcast kind of form here so I can put it both here and on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, welcome, we're happy to have you. Last week we talked about Blue Sky versus Twitter and how various communities, including the furry community, was moving on over there. And that growth has not stopped. Blue Sky is shooting off into the stratosphere. And for now, at least, seems like a cool place to be. But that's not what we're going to be talking about this week. This week, I actually did something cool for myself that I want to kind of share with you guys. And we're going to go ahead and kind of segue it into a kind of furry discussion. I bought something on eBay that's really cool. So if you were around during the 90s and 2000s, then you probably remember these. Now, these are Pokemon toys from Burger King. These are the toys that they came out with in 1999 for Pokemon the first movie. I saw that movie in theaters. That's how old I am. And these were peak. Like, these were probably the single coolest toy they ever came out with for any kids meal at any restaurant at any time, ever. I know that's a big position to take, but that's the hill I'm choosing to die on. So this week, we're going to open these. We're going to see who we got. And we're going to talk about Pokemon in the furry community. How, some Pokemon kind of show up as, for lack of a better word, I hate this term, but it's the one that's understood, furry bait. We're going to talk about my experiences with the franchise and hopefully what your experiences are. And talk about some cool stuff coming on the pipeline here for Pokemon, and we're gonna go from there. So like I said, if you're new to the podcast, make sure to like and subscribe, give us a follow on Spotify. This podcast comes out every Friday, so yeah, let's open them up, man. I'm excited. All right, and so I got these, just so you know, I got these off of eBay, right? Now the eBay listing said who was in what, so they're still sealed, yeah. So either they looked it up from the serial number, which is 39-11. So you can look up who you got if you're like code breaker or whatever. But I made an effort not to look at that part of the listing, so I wanted it to be a surprise. These were fun, and I had, when I was a kid, I had just about all of these guys before they recalled them. Some kid thought it would be a cool idea to shove one of these things down his throat. Sadly, he ended up dying, but, stupid people doing stupid people stuff, they ended up getting it recalled. So the first one. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so we got a Jigglypuff card and the checklist. I'm gonna hang this up like a poster. Not this. This. I think it folds out. We'll check that out here in a minute. But okay, so it looks like, I believe we got one of the launchers. Okay. And I'm gonna be keeping one of these to kind of put up on display because that's just how I roll apparently. All right. So this was like a little click launcher, and they roll off and they go. All right, so we're gonna move these aside, and we're actually gonna scooch the camera down so you can kind of see what we're doing here. There we go. All right, and you got these clips, so if you were a total nerd like I was, you could wear one of these on your backpack. Okay. So we got Nidoran male, and he hooks up into the launcher like this. And you can kind of shoot them out. How cool is that, right? Very cool. Awesome, man. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this over here. Awesome. It was so much fun. All right. Next one. So yeah, I get so into doing this. Yeah, Pokemon and the furry community have had an odd relationship. Furries have embraced Pokemon and any collectible critter series, man. Just because you can make characters out of them. Even to the point where, like in Gen 3, you ran into Pokemon like Lucario, who was very obviously meant to be furry bait. Which was awesome. You know what I mean? This has led to a lot of people making entire costumes around them. And some of them are pretty cool. I've seen a pretty cool Arcanine one. I'm sure I've seen... the furry evolutions. Or the evolutions have had fursuits. Pretty cool ones, too. Arcanine, Lucario. So, yeah, furries have been one of the biggest fans of the Pokemon franchise. Oh, cool. We got one of the beanbag plushie guys. We got Poliwhirl. Very awesome. These guys are nice. Alright. In you go. Love it. Oh, man. Back in the day, huh? And they each come with like a card and the list. We're going to look at the cards after we open these guys up. But yeah, like I said, going back even to the very beginning, they're always going to get the games. They're always going to design characters and Pokesonas. Anything with collectible critters is going to be big with the furries. Heck, I've even seen one or two Neopets fursuits, if you can believe it. And again, they're usually really good ones too. There's, obviously there's no shortage of art among the furry community for Pokemon. And yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. Alright, so I think I see, because I can kind of see who we got here. And, unfortunately, time and pressure have kind of deformed and damaged this lid, which is kind of what you get into when these toys get old and they've been, sitting in a box for, decades now? So we got Venonat, one of my favorites from back in the day. And this one's like a spinning top. So you kind of... And then he goes. Not the best top in the world, but still really cool and a really good just toy of Venonat if you're a fan of him. And I don't think this will fit the Pokeball anymore, but we can certainly give it a try. Ugh, yeah, no, I don't think this one will work. And like I said, that's kind of the price you pay for these having set in storage. Okay, I finally got it. I'm going to have to leave this one on so we can kind of reshape to the ball, because... Ugh. But yeah, I've always been a big fan of the franchise since the original 150. If you remember back in the day when you were in school, they had those book order forms. I think the only book I ever got from one of those book order forms was the Pokemon Handbook. Back when there was like 150 of them, and now there's like over 1,000. It's crazy to see how far the franchise has come. But yeah. I always, when I go to the conventions, and I've only been to like 3 or 4 of them, so don't take me as any kind of word of authority or anything, but I always see at least 1 or 2 Pokemon suits. And there's always artwork of Pokemon at those conventions. Oh yeah, okay. We got Psyduck. He's like a little water gun. You fill him with water and he squirts out of his beak A water gun attack. Full side up. Very cool. Back in the ball you go. And I'm going to put you off to the side. Okay, last one. But yeah, I mean, you have like Lucario, Ninetales, Jinx is kind of a weird humanoid Pokemon. But there's always one or two in the generation that like the furries basically adopt. The new Sneasel in the Pokemon Legends Arceus game, the regional form they get. Yeah. I mean, and even like, you know, Digimon, which everybody sees as like a sequel series to Pokemon, but it was marketed here in the US as basically the next Pokemon, but it was never meant to be that. It was the boy version of Tamagotchi, and that's probably why it never took off so well, and why we never get Pokemon or Digimon stuff here in the US. Yo, we got Light Up Gengar. Very cool. I don't know if he still lights up. Does he light up at all? No. Oh, time out. No. Okay, so Gengar here, his eyes are supposed to light up, but unfortunately, time, so the light has died. Like a ghost Pokemon. Very apropos. So yeah, those are the Pokemon that we got. Actually, let me go ahead and put these all here on display for y'all. Man, so much fun. I love these, man. Having to open these again, so please pardon the noise. I do apologize. There's gonna be peaks here like that, and yeah, there's nothing I can really do about that. Got a lot of purple, don't we? Seems to be a general theme with most, but not all. Yeah, I know, Gaia. My dog is annoyed, but she will live. So we're going to take a look at the cards in the list. Yeah, we got 5 of them in total. That's all the ones we got. But yeah, man, that's super cool. I'm glad I did this. I want to get more of them. So they come with these little cards here with like a picture of a Pokemon and a scene from the movie on the back. So we got Gollum. There we go. Come here. We got Kuna. And these are just like cool pictures with a little bit of information and trivia. They're not, obviously, they're not trading cards at all. But they are cool little collectibles. This one, when Meowth was like on the little Viking boat and the, was it Mewtwo Strikes Back? Yeah. And there was Mewtwo's Revenge. Mewtwo keeps coming back. Onyx with the Pokemon army when they fought the clones. And last but not least, first one we got, I showed you, we got Jigglypuff. Scene on the back is Mewtwo in all his glory, because he was so broken in the original games. But yeah, we got the list. So let me go ahead and pull out one of these lists here. We got like a little checklist for all the guys you could get. And oh, hey, cool. Okay, so there were instructions on how to use it. You can't really see it because the camera hates to focus, but yeah, very cool. And yeah, there are quite a few of these little dudes. Here we go. Okay, yeah, oh, hey, you can join the Burger King Kids Club. Alright, so yeah, there certainly weren't all 150 of them. I don't have time to sit here and count them all. Okay, so it just says it for us. There's 57 of these guys in total. I personally was actually hoping for a few of my favorites. And those were Dragonite, Sandshrew, Togepi, Mew, Sandslash. Yeah, those were the favorite ones of mine. We didn't get any of those guys, sadly. Most of those were like little keychain guys. I've seen people who, to this day, walk around with one of those guys on their keys. I'm not even kidding. Those things are iconic. They really are. And I want one. But yeah, so we got the cards. We got the list. Got Pokeballs. These things were awesome. And we got the toys. So yeah, these things were absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad I got these. I might have to do this again. Just because this was so much fun. I have a few of them. I believe I have Tangela. I picked up Tangela at a like a little antique mall, and I picked them up. So I have that one too, I believe. But yeah, definitely gonna do this again sometime. This was a lot of fun. These little blind bags here. Let me know who is your favorite one of these little Burger King Pokemon toys down in the comments below, and let me know if you have a Pokestone or if you have a friend that does, or just, you know, a Pokemon that you've turned into like an OC or whatever. Let me hear about it down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this podcast, then please make sure to like, subscribe, follow wherever you are, because we do this every Friday where we hang out and we talk about the cool stuff we grew up with in the furry community. And I'd love to have you. I'd love for you to join us. We're growing our community here on YouTube and on Spotify. So thanks again for watching and listening, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.